What up, comic heads? It is I, Comic Head 84, coming at you with my top 10 picks for the look ahead, February 6th, 2019, a couple weeks out. I got some books in mind that I think I'm going to pick up that I want to give you guys a heads up on. You know, these are a chosen list, a curated list. It's a curation situation by your boy Comic Head. That's my Tony Soprano impression. A little curation of 10 books coming out that you want to be aware of. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so let's get to the list. Number 10, we got Tony Stark, Iron Man, number 8. This one, it's not a story that I've been reading. Come to think of it, I don't know if I've ever read an Iron Man title. He's a good supporting character for me, but let's not forget that before MCU came along, he was like a C-string character, you know? Anyway, that's not the point here. The point here is issue number 8 that's coming out in a couple weeks is pretty sick. That cover of Iron Man submerged in like a glass of whiskey is mucho bueno. So keep an eye out for that. Next up, number 9, Marvelous X-Men number 1, the Hugo Storm cover. Pretty legit. It's just a striking image. I've always loved 80s punk mohawk Storm, so that one kind of caught my eye, and we'll see how it goes. As of yet, I haven't read, at the time of this recording, I haven't seen or read this Age of X-Men story yet, so we'll see how that plays out. I don't know what to make of this yet, but it being the number 1 might be a decent place to jump on and give it a taste, and that cover is pretty legit. Number 8, Freeze, number 3. There's some pretty cool Image comics dropping on this week, and they're all number 3s. There's a lot of number 3s coming out this week. Freeze is one of those that you probably want to grab. This book has been keeping my attention with the first 2 issues. I like where it's going. It's a cool sci-fi kind of vibe, very interesting premise. I'm into it. And it's still early on in the game, so we're only at issue number 3. If you haven't tried it on for size yet, you only got a couple issues to grab to get yourself up to speed, so I would recommend that. This is a straight up read recommendation here with Freeze number 3. Next, Prodigy number 3. Same deal. We got an awesome Image independent comic that came out the gate strong for me. I'm into it. Cool premise, cool main character, this guy. And this cover is legit. This is cover C. Cover C. And this is the coolest cover that this series has put out yet, in my opinion. Really digging this cover. So this one's going to be my pull list, and I'm probably going to ask my shop to maybe put this cover aside for me. We'll see. Next up, Conan, or Conan, depending on how you pronounce it. I'm a Conan guy. Conan, number 3, is coming out. Has not disappointed me. It's been a cool series. They put out lots of variant covers every time, and the one that I like this week is the Portasio variant. Portasio variant, I think, is cover price, so I don't think you're going to get charged up to grab this one. So with that being the case, I would do it. So Conan number 3. Now, we're halfway through the list, which means now I'm going to let you guys know the books that I will not be picking up this week. So there are 2 books that have made my pass list for February 6th. And one of them is Uncanny X-Men number 11, the Rob Liefeld variant. This cover is reckless. this reminds me of like, back when you were in school, there was always like a kid, like maybe a couple kids that they could draw pretty good, and they weren't like professional level nasty, but they were pretty good for high school kids, right? And every now and then in a class, you would like look over on his notepad, and he like whipped up a cool little like Spider-Man or Wolverine drawing. That's what this looks like. This looks like something that those halfway good at drawing kids in school would bang out in math class on a piece of lined paper. The dimensions are crazy. The ripped clothing that's coming off of him has like no dimension to it. It's just reckless, and I'm surprised he submitted it. Anyway, thanks. If it wasn't for that Deadpool movie, which has given him some recent clout, I don't think these Rob Liefeld variants would even be getting put on the stands right now. Anyway, the other one that's on my pass list is Harley Quinn number 58. I don't know if there's anything inherently wrong with it, but there's a lot of hype going on with this book, and unless you were planning to grab it because you really love this anime manga inspired cover, and you're grabbing it because you might think it's like a smart book to grab because of how hot it is, I would not do that. When people are calling books out in advance like this, that they're going to be hot books because the last one was hot, that's not how it works. This thing is going to be heavily ordered. There's going to be plenty of them around. They're not going to be, scarce or anything like that. So this one just left a bad taste in my mouth of everyone trying to hype that it's going to be a hot book. It's not. And the covers, I don't know. It's okay. So, boom. Those are my 2 pass books for the week. But let's get back to the good stuff. Let's get back to number 5. Batman number 64. The Sean Murphy variant. And this is like a recent thing that I've been seeing. These horizontal variant covers, which is pretty cool. I'm into it. It's different. This is by Sean Murphy, who is my boy from the White Knight series. Great looking cover. As far as what's going to happen inside, we'll see. I wasn't a big fan of the last issue. It looks like it's going in a totally different direction. They've been soliciting this issue as like a starting point of a new story arc with Batman and Flash working on a cold case and stuff like that, which strikes me as odd because I feel like the past couple issues we've been dealing with this dream world situation, which I don't know. I feel like that might go unresolved, and even before that, I thought we were in the middle of a Bane story. Silly me, I thought we were in like a Bane story arc right now, but I don't know. So we'll see what this new Batman Flash story is about. Maybe it's going to tie everything together. We'll see. I'm going to pick it up to find out. Which brings me to number 4. Number 4 is Old Man Quill, number 1. Now, don't sleep on this one. If you were like me and after the success of Old Man Logan, you saw Old Man Hawkeye get announced, and you kind of gave a little eye roll like I did, because Marvel is prone to like doing little cash grabs. We know the deal, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Old Man Logan had some success to it, so now we're gonna see Old Man Tom, Dick, and Harry, and they're just gonna try to milk this thing for cash. But Old Man Hawkeye was one of my favorite reads of 2018. Old Man Hawkeye was a very quality comic run, in my opinion, and it was written by Ethan Sachs. And Ethan Sachs is the gentleman who is going to be writing for Old Man Quill. So I'm actually hyped for it. I'm looking forward to it. If you've been avoiding these old man titles, or the idea of them doing yet another old man character made you cringe a little bit, unclench your butthole and give this thing a shot, man, because it's pretty cool so far. There's a variant. I don't know. I think it's an incentive variant. I'll put the info down here because I didn't jot down who the artist was or how much of an incentive variant it was. But there's a pretty sweet incentive variant that you might want to look out for. Okay, top 3 books. Here we go. Speaking of incentive variants, Daredevil. Daredevil number 1 is getting a 1 in 50 variant by Jamal Campbell. Now, whoa, I am loving this cover. I'm generally not one for incentive variants. I own very few, like 1 in 50, 1 in 25 type covers. Usually not my thing. Dropping money like that on modern variants, I don't know, man. I might do it. I might pull the trigger on this thing. This is a badass, beautiful, awesome cover. And Jamal Campbell has been impressing me lately. He's just been showing up on my radar a lot more, killing it, really talented artist. And man, it's hard to deny this thing. It's a 1 in 50, so, you know, it might be going for like around $50. I saw it for $40 on eBay. So I don't know, man. We'll see. But if I was ever to get a cough up the dough for a 1 in 50 variant, it would probably be for this one. Now, number 2 on the list, Immortal Hulk number 13. Man, I think I mentioned in a recent video, I was late to the party on this series just last week. I binge read number 1 through 12 and got myself up to speed on the Immortal Hulk storyline. This thing is top shelf comic book work. I had no idea how awesome it was. So if you were like me and you're still late to this party, get on it. The trade paperback already came out. I saw it on the shelf for like 1 through 6, I think. So that's a good place to jump on if you haven't read it yet. Number 13, we're going to see, I think, One Below All getting in the mix a little bit more. We got introduced to him last issue. Number 12, which is a book you want to grab. So we'll see how it goes. Now, there is only one series, pretty much one series, that has been a better read for me than Immortal Hulk, and that is Die. Die number 3 drops. I'm all on board the Die hype train. I'm into it. I love it. The artwork is phenomenal. The storytelling is phenomenal. The concept is awesome. It's all good shit, man. And you know, you don't need to be a D&D fan to appreciate the story, because you know, I never played a game of D&D or any tabletop type games really, so you know, it's not a world that I'm very well versed in, and I'm still totally appreciating this story. So Die number 3 is my top pick for the week of February 6th. I can't wait to grab it. Those are my 10 picks. That's my curation. I hope you have a little appreciation for this curation.